Cynthia Nixon has what is this? Is this? I'm confused in what's this listed here. Um,
She talked about marijuana.
okay, yeah, let's listen to this. This, of course, Cynthia Nixon running for governor against Andrew Cuomo, and already with a lot of impact. Now, Cuomo is backtracking, or I should say, I don't know how to phrase this, has has evolved into a different understanding. No, I've got Cenk Uygur coming. Coming to a different understanding of the Independent Democratic Caucus. This is a conference, which is a caucus of elected
Scabs.
as Democrats. Yeah, elected as Democrats to the New York State Senate, but caucuses with Republicans for literally for money. Like they get higher salaries, they get better offices, they get choice positions, literally get more budget.
I'm all of a sudden mapping a different political career for myself.
No,
I didn't realize it was that good.
I mean,
it's awesome.
It sounds ridiculous. Like how is this legal? Well, the party in power gets to allocate the resources that are allotted to the state senate, and they give more of it to these guys. And Cuomo has completely enabled this, but Cynthia Nixon's campaign has been so effective so quickly that he has now said he is going to crush the IDC. And however, it comes very late, particularly after the budget has already been drawn up. But nevertheless, here's Cynthia Nixon moving on to the next issue. And, you know, we had earlier in the program, we had Jared Johnson on, who said that California is the most consumer-friendly state in the country. And there is no reason why New York State should not be competing for that title. And we see this across the board in a multitude of aspects of society in California. And they do this because they have they are controlled by basically elected officials who range from the center left to the left. And that should be the case in New York State as well. But here's Cynthia Nixon talking about legalization of marijuana.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Nixon. A lot of you have been asking about my position on marijuana, so here it is. I believe it's time for New York to follow the lead of 8 other states and DC and legalize recreational marijuana. There are a lot of good reasons for legalizing marijuana, but for me it comes down to this. We have to stop putting people of color in jail for something that white people do with impunity. 80% of the New Yorkers who are arrested for marijuana are Black or Latino, despite the fact that whites and people of color use marijuana at roughly the same rates. The consequences follow people for the rest of their lives, making it harder to get jobs or housing, and for non-citizens, putting them in the crosshairs for deportation. In addition to ending a key front in the racist war on drugs, regulating and taxing marijuana would generate hundreds of millions of dollars of tax revenue for our people and create important agricultural opportunities for our state. In 2018, in a blue state like New York, marijuana shouldn't even be an issue. If there was more political courage coming out of Albany, we would have done this already. The simple truth is, for white people, the use of marijuana has effectively been legal for a long time.
That's true.
Isn't it time we legalize it for everybody else?
I mean, she hits all the bases there, and you know, one thing to keep in mind. I mean, obviously, I agree with every point she made in favor of marijuana legalization. From a political standpoint, the key for Cynthia Nixon is going to be to win downstate New York City. And maybe just to draw inroads there. When Zephyr Teachout got 37% against Andrew Cuomo, she won big time upstate. Andrew Cuomo is heavily disliked upstate for a variety of reasons. And Cynthia Nixon is trying to appeal to downstate voters, to New York City voters, and to African American, Latino communities in a big way. And so I think that's why, to a certain extent, she was pretty savvy in making sure that the legalization argument was framed as in many respects, a social justice argument as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that is the most important reason. Like, it's nice. It would be great to be able to buy weed at the store, but, like, the single most important reason is exactly what she said.
Which is that you need to buy weed at the store more easily. I think, I mean, I guess, though, it'll be a really interesting exercise in patronage politics over the next several months, right? Because Cuomo's just going to try to counteract that by locking down every single, like, machine network in New York City, which, you know, that's someone IM'd a couple weeks ago, a really smart observation that it's actually going to be in deep blue states, probably much harder in the short term to elect, like, real, you know, more progressive candidates like Cynthia Nixon, because of the sort of more machine structures in the Democratic Party.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I obviously, I hope she can. Seems like she's on course in the worst event to very least take a nice dent out of him and hobble him for 2020, which he clearly is thinking about.
Can I ask a question? Why do New Yorkers vote for him? Like, seriously, what does he have to offer them? I heard the turnout was pretty low in some of these elections. Is that right?
Oh, it's always low. But what do you think? I mean, I think in the beginning he delivered social progress and took care of Wall Street and promoted charter schools, which was actually pretty effective when he first came into office.